Views expressed by the host on this program documented to be almost always right 99.7% of the time. That translates to do not doubt me. Happy to be here, my friends. Rush Limbaugh, the distinguished and prestigious Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. You've been able to count on it for over 26 years. Never moisten our finger, stick it into the wind to see which way it's blowing. We are what we are, who we are, and we love hearing what we say, especially me, because it's right. Telephone number 800-282-2882. If you want to be on the program, the email address lrushbo@eibnet.com. Where to begin? Where to begin today? We have a story that too many vitamins cause cancer. Vitamin supplements have been discovered. Too many vitamins can. It's from the Daily Mirror in the UK. Too many vitamins can give you cancer, according to a major new study, which is a warning to the millions of people who take them. Apparently, if you take vitamin supplements, you are at as great a risk for getting cancer as people who smoke cigarettes. On the cutting edge of societal evolution. Rush Limbaugh, 800-282-2882. Here you go. It's from the Mirror UK. Taking extra vitamins does more harm than good and increases the risk of cancer and heart disease. A major study has revealed around 18 million Brits take supplements thinking they're getting a health boost, but research has found that they can have the opposite effect. Dr. Tim Byers, one of the world's top cancer experts, examined research papers spanning 30 years, and he looked at 3 widely taken over-the-counter pills and supplements, vitamin E tablets, beta-carotene, folic acid, and he warned against exceeding the recommended daily amount. Dr. Byers said, "We're not sure why this is happening, and that's par for the course with cancer. Nobody really knows. Oh, they'll tell you they do. Yeah, smoking, guaranteed, except it isn't." But this is not going to sit well with the health Nazis, all these people out there downing and gobbling vitamins, thinking they're warding off the common cold and other diseases, possibly now, potentially. And hey, I know, I've always said that you get one of these or 2 of these medical reports a week, and then a month or 2 or a year later, they all say, sorry, we were wrong. From oat bran to butter to you name it, caffeine, all of these things that were going to kill us now aren't. So I know this fits in the category, but I'm going to use this because I love the point that it makes. I love goosing the health Nazis. I just do. Because the health Nazis preach at everybody. And so they're taking these vitamins and these supplements, and there is scientific research which is believed, is it not? Well, we have a consensus on global warming. So if you're going to believe that science, you got to believe this. People who take more dietary supplements than needed tend to have a higher risk of developing cancer. We found that the supplements were actually not beneficial for health. In fact, some people actually got more cancer while on the vitamins, said Dr. Byers. Folic acid supplements are thought to be taken by more than 230,000 pregnant British women every year because it can supposedly help prevent spina bifida and other birth defects that affect the brain and the spine. But one study examined by Dr. Byers' team found that too much folic acid increased the chances of getting cancer by 56%. 2 trials of beta-carotene supplements found that taking more than the recommended dose increased the risk of developing lung cancer and heart disease by 20%. Now, here you have, how many people do you know or have heard of who have lung cancer, never smoked? And everybody scratches their head. How in the world did that happen? And the first thing people think of, erroneously, is secondhand smoke. That isn't true either. We may now have a cause. Beta-carotene supplements. How does this sound, do you think, to people? Beta-carotene. I mean, that's what's in carrots. Remember, everybody who has eaten carrots has died. Never forget that. Extensive research. Beta-carotene supplements found, 2 trials found that taking more than a recommended dose increased the risk of developing lung cancer and heart disease by 20%. Meanwhile, another trial of 35,000 people between 2001 and 2014 in the United States found that taking too many vitamin E tablets increased the risk of developing prostate cancer by 17%. The human body is designed to get our vitamins from our food. See, this is the thing. Food is a necessity. We all must eat it in order to live. And food is what? The essence of nature. And in practically every food we eat, or in every bit of sunshine we stand in, we're going to get every vitamin that we need. How do you explain the fact that people who never take vitamin supplements are just as healthy as people who do? You get plenty of vitamins just with a normal diet. Anyway, I know this is a matter of, you know me, I'm freedom of choice and laissez-faire. If you want to OD on these things, you have at it. I don't care. I'm not one of these people that thinks I've found the right way and that you must, like when it comes to diet, personal habits, stuff like that. But if you're out there thinking that this is making you healthy and you're warding off disease, it may be doing just the exact opposite out there. And I would be remiss as your host if I did not take time and go to great pains to point this out to you, just like we moved into fast action on keeping our own kids safe, the soccer charity that we founded, because head injuries are far greater in soccer than even in football, than people knew. They doubted that at first, too. You remember. Have you seen this tirade, the manager, the Cincinnati Reds, lashing out at the media, covering his team? He's had it. He just had it. We've got the audio soundbite of this. That's it on the vitamin. What else is here? I've given you the news. I've told you what's in the news here. I've given you every relevant passage from the story. Dr. Byers said, we are not sure why this is happening, but the evidence shows that people who take more dietary supplements than needed tend to have a higher risk of developing cancer. And these are studies of thousands and thousands of people over many years. It's not a select group of 1,200 people sampled for a couple of months. These are extensive and exhaustive studies. You looked at me. Do you think if just eating a normal diet, you're going to be vitamin deficient? Really? Most people are going to be vitamin deficient. Well, but the stuff you eat accommodates with a fast food diet, every vitamin you need. Just because you think that food's bad for you, like fat, there's plenty of vitamins in all the fast food and all the junk food. There's still vitamins in it. What makes it junk? Sugar. Sugar and carbohydrates is what make junk food junk food. Anyway, I can take a break here, folks. This is probably going to stir it up. I know how this is the kind of thing that's going to infuriate people. I understand how this works, so we'll see. We'll be back here in just... David in Cincinnati, you're next. Welcome, sir, to the EIB Network. Hello.
Hi, Rush. How you doing?
Good, sir. Thank you very much.
Good. Good. Hey, that vitamin article that you were talking about earlier, I'm a physician. I treat people using diet and vitamins. Been doing it 25 years. That article is simply an indictment on the use of synthetic vitamins. It has nothing to do with natural, high-quality vitamins.
Okay, let me grab the story here again. Down supplements that they think are getting health boost. Research has found they have the opposite effect. Widely taken over-the-counter pills and supplements, vitamin E tablets, beta-carotene, and folic acid. Those are the three focuses on here. So your point is those are synthetic?
The review of 30 years of literature that Dr. Byers did, I've seen the same literature over the 25 years that I've been in this. And whenever they do a study like this versus placebo, they're always using a synthetic vitamin. If you look at the folic acid as an example that they're citing there, folic acid, most people don't even know this, is not really found much in nature. And we have now the synonymous term, folic acid and folate. Well, folate is the natural form that's found in our food.
Wait a minute.
Studies that they use.
I have a little experience with folic acid because of one of the 15 or 25 diets I've tried. I forget which one, but it said I had to have at least 0.4 of a gram of this stuff a day.
Yes, but what you probably don't know is if you were taking folic acid or folate, and that's the difference. The folate is the natural form found in our food. Folic is wait. You just said it isn't found in nature. That was going to be my question. If folic acid isn't found in nature, then who the hell determined that we need it? And where do we get it if it's not in nature? I mean, where did the people in biblical times go to get their folic acid or their folate? Well, they didn't. They got folate from their food, and then in 1943, I believe, it was synthesized, and in 1989, it was required to be placed in all grains to fortify it to prevent spina bifida and birth defects for women. So the folate is not what's in our food supply when it's made by man, but it's in our natural food supply.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying here is that Tim Byers is essentially full of it.
Well, he's not full of it. He's doing what he does. I mean, he's a researcher that does what he does, and so he's looking at research. And the research shows this is a bad sign. This is a bad deal for people who take low-quality, inexpensive vitamins. If you're taking that kind of stuff, you are taking a risk, and you probably are increasing your cancer risk.
Okay, give me an example of what you're talking about. Low-quality, inexpensive. What do you mean?
The easiest way to tell in a multivitamin. Vitamin E is also known as a tocopherol. So there are mixed tocopherols available to us in our food supply. When they take one of those tocopherols, usually the D version, which is the delta version, you'll see it on the label as DL-alpha tocopherol. The L is what tells you it's synthetic. You don't want a DL-alpha tocopherol. You want a D-alpha tocopherol. Makes a big difference. If a company is using the DL form, it is a cheap, inexpensive vitamin.
Okay, so you've got to know enough to look for the L on the label at the health food store to find out whether or not you're swallowing junk.
That is the easiest way to tell on a multivitamin. It gets a little more difficult with other vitamins, but the beta-carotene and the folic acid, those are synthetic. That Byers looked at that research. You know, one of the dumbest things I could honestly say about vitamins to make at this point is that the more expensive the vitamin, probably within reason, the better it's going to be for you.
Is that right? The more expensive it is, the better. Okay, give me the down low. Sorry, give me the low down on the what's the fish oil that's in
EPA DHA.
What?
EPA DHA, essential fatty acid.
No. There's a the omega oils, the fish oils. I mean, I know people that down that stuff left and right, thinking they're healthy as they can be.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think there's any form of omega-3s that are synthetic. There's different levels, and there's a couple different things you do need to know about omega-3s. There's EPA and there's DHA. They have to be in some sort of a balance.
Right. This is easy.
There's a krill oil form of it. The krill oil is a crustacean, so if you're allergic to shellfish, you shouldn't be taking that. There's a lot to know there, but essentially, Omega-3s are good, and there's not a lot of risk in taking them.
Okay, well, I'm glad you cleared that up. Essentially, there's nothing to worry about unless you're taking synthetics, and then buyers could be right. You could be killing yourself. Otherwise, spend as much as you can on vitamins, and you're safe.
I totally agree. Can I make one more comment to you, please, before I go?
By all means. By all means.
I wanted to thank you for helping me raise a Rush baby. He's 35 years old now and one outstanding human being.
35 years old?
Rush, I picked up on your radio station the first day you were on here in Cincinnati on, I think it was called WCKY back then. It's now 55 KRC.
Right.
But day one, there you were, and I just listened ever since, and my son was in the room with me, and what was that, 29 years ago now?
I really do. I really thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It's great to have you in the audience. I'm glad that you helped to clarify this. Cincinnati, if I recall, was one of the last major market holdouts on this program. Even if I remember why, it probably would make sense just to shut up about it. So we'll back to the phones we go. Stephen in Hamilton, Texas. I'm glad you waited, sir. Welcome to the EIB network. Hello.
What an honor, Rush.
Glad you called, sir.
Well, the doctor took some of my thunder because I was going to point out that vitamins you buy off the shelf, most of them are synthetic. And you're absolutely right. You can get vitamins from your diet. They're easy to get. What you cannot get from your diet, though, is all the minerals you need to keep yourself healthy.
Oh, yeah, the minerals. Yeah, the minerals. It's a big deal.
So, but can I bring up something else since the doctor screwed me?
Yeah, but by all means, have at it.
You're always talking about how we have the best medical system in the country or in the world, and you're only half right, and I'll explain. The MD doctors, if you have an infectious disease, broken bone, need a bullet pulled out, need a new heart, you absolutely need an MD doctor. But when it comes to chronic diseases, they suck. And the reason they suck is because they don't know the physiology of the body.
You mean we don't have one doctor in America that doesn't suck with chronic diseases?
Well, if you're talking about naturopathic or holistic doctors, they're very good at chronic diseases.
Well, give me an example of a chronic disease that we don't have a good doctor for.
Well, look at Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
The medical doctors have been driving the medical bus for 100 years. And Alzheimer's, we started to have a few cases in the 70s.
Wait, are you saying there's a cure that medical science is denying?
Not a cure, but a preventative.
There are preventatives that medical science is denying.
Yeah. Well, if you graph out, you remember the hockey stick guy in the global warming thing?
Yeah, I know who that guy is, the hockey stick guy. Yeah, he's at Penn State.
If you graph out Alzheimer's, in the late 80s, Alzheimer's went through the roof and became the number 6 killer in this country. And in the late 1980s, that's when statin drugs became available.
I see. So, look, I don't want. Look, this is not my bailiwick, and I'm fully aware of the controversies that exist between homeopathic, holistic, aliens, and medical science. And I'm not interested enough in it. I don't think the medical community is committing crimes, so I don't want to go there. I'm just not interested. I'm sorry, folks. I'd get bored and irritated if we stuck with this, and I just don't.